They say never interrupt people eating good food, so I apologize for having to interrupt you, but I also apologize for our delays in getting food out and things going, but it sounds like and looks like we've got some snacks, so that's a good thing. So the last 24 hours, this is kind of the way life is sometimes. I just like to think about what's happened in 24 hours. I just saw Miss Yusuf out here, and we left her at like 9 o'clock last night, and she was still sitting there. I asked her, did you sleep sitting up? But sometimes they're just a sequence of events that happen. So in the last 24 hours, my life was this. I was on morning line. I do it once a month. That was yesterday morning. I got back from morning line. I came in this room. There was 50 brand new people, brand new officers, the largest class I think we've ever hired. This room was completely full. We desperately need them. We've been working hard to get them. There's 50 people who don't know us at all. And then we left last night, and there was 50 or 30 plus class Citizens Academy graduation of the community, citizens from the community who also had a guest. So this room was full again of nearly, say, 100 people. And but just in the last 24 hours, my life, this is what I say all the time. I said it all day yesterday. The people who work here are the best there is in the country doing what we do. No doubt, I will argue, fight anybody over that. Not supposed to fight anymore, but that's what I'd say, all right? Because I believe it. I know it. I tell everybody that. It's like the proud parent you get tired of at the ball game brags about their kid who hits all the home runs. I'm kind of that obnoxious dad because I know you are the best at what you do, bar none. Now, guess what? I'm not even talking about this room. I'm talking about everybody out there on the walks that works at 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon who may never get in this room. They're the best at what they do there is, no doubt about it. So I wonder what it would feel like to be the best of the best people doing what they do. So what would it feel like if you were the best at what you do and then you were chosen to be the best of those people? I have no idea. I've never been chosen. I'm not bitter. But you should feel that way. Years ago, I was coming to this breakfast, driving down I-65. It was early in the morning, and there's a big billboard over here. It was at Belmont University, and the lettering on the sign said, the best of the best on the way to this breakfast. And I've always thought that's exactly what we should call it. Because you are the best of the best at what we do. No doubt about it. And you know what I want you to think about that's we thought about this 20 plus years ago when we started a program for employee and officers of the month. That we wanted it to be peer-based. It's one thing for your supervisor or your manager or your family member or your loved one to really think you're the coolest person in the world. That's a great feeling, right? I think. But to have your peers recognize your work, I hope you feel different about that. What does that mean? That means that your peers believe what you've done or what you do or what you did that day or what you do for them is important. And I think back then when we were trying to come up with a program that would allow us to do this, that was what we wanted to make sure of, it was peer-based. And then once it came in, we were able to then recognize monthly who are the peers recommending for this officer and employee of the month. Some people may not even understand how we do it. It really is determined by what you wear. If you wear a traditional uniform, you're an officer. If you wear anything else, you're an employee. And our agency is about half and half. 500 employees, 500 officers. So we get to go every month and have this, somewhat like this, event where we recognize our employee and officers of the month. We get to come in here and celebrate and obviously give them their time and pictures and post it and give some trinkets and gifts. And historically, 12 months later, we'd come in this room and we would go through this breakfast and we would work our way through the Employee and Officer of the Year. When COVID happened, we had to change that a little bit because everything slowed down. We couldn't do these. I remember doing one of these or two of these on Zoom. God forbid, it was horrible. As I said back then, I like to hug people. I don't even know if that means physically, but it just feels like you could hug if you're in the same room. And Zoom doesn't get you to do that. So we tried to make it, but we also struggled with how to do this event. And so what we did this year, which is a little different, is we've moved it from a spring event to a fall event. So this builds up to some other things we're going to do here in a few weeks as we do Service Appreciation Week. But what that really means is we've had 18 months instead of 12 months. So even though it's called Employee Officers of the Year, I don't want y'all to pick on me and say, wait a minute, why is that? There's 18 of different winners because we really moved it or several more months than we normally would have. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to recognize you for having won your month that you were the officer or employee of the year. And we're going to bring you down front and present a pen and pencil set, which is really cool, by the way. They're new, different than we've done before. I think you'll find them to be really cool. They're the first, by the way. They're the coolest. So y'all got the first ones, don't forget. So it looks really cool. So we're going to call your name, and if you'll come down front, we'll give you a token of our appreciation, and then we'll have another event here in just a second to recognize some other folks.
Okay, we're going to get started with Employee of the Month, February 2021, Josh Stack.
Congratulations. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Let's get a picture, man. You got the best uniform in the house, huh?
Officer of the Month, February 2021, Susan Herrera.
I think I'm supposed to throw this at you. I can't. I know hugging is outlawed, but here we can. She wins this a lot. I have to do this a lot. Oh, you remember that. All right.
Employee of the Month for March 2021, Jeffrey Moore.
All right. There we go. Congratulations. Thank you. There we go. Congratulations. There you go. There we go. That's the important stuff.
Officer of the Month for March 2021, David Barker.
It's my dog guy. Appreciate you. Thank you. There you go. Congratulations.
Employee of the Month, April 2021, Jody Thompson.
All right. Congratulations, Jody. There we go. Thank you. There we go. Thank you.
Officer of the Month, May 2021, Michael Dodson.
Congratulations, Ms. Dotson. Good job. There we go. Thank you.
Employee of the Month, June 2021, Christopher McLean.
Congratulations, Ms. McLean. Good job. Now, Reggie shot the back of your head on that one. He got that trigger working this morning.
Employee of the Month, August 2021, Chaz Braden.
We should have done yours virtually. I'm just messing with you, man. There we go. Good job.
Officer of the Month for August 2021,
Congratulations, Mr. Williams. Good job. There we go. Thank you.
Employee of the Month, September 2021, Elizabeth Johnson.
I was looking right over you. Well, what, Darlene will get you in trouble. Congratulations to you. Watch her.
Officer of the Month, September 2021, Charles Smith.
Okay. Congratulations, Mr. Smith. Good job. There you go. Good job.
Employee of the Month, October 2021, Malika Pierce.
Why did he do that to you? There we go. Congratulations.
Officer of the Month for October 2021, I'm going to cheat, Sergeant V.
Man, I had it worked out. You helped me last time. Say it one time.
Boston Pond?
I told you that. Vonson Pond, see? How about this? We had to use his name to see if it fit on the pen. How about that? So that's, congratulations to you, man. Great job. There you go. Good job. Y'all met Sergeant Vonson Pond.
Employee of the Month, November 2021, Takia Cooper.
Don't let him mess with you. Congratulations. Good job.
Employee of the Month for February 2022, Cheyenne Smith.
Congratulations, Cheyenne. There you go. All right. Hang on one second. Just to kind of tell you how fast life and things are going on. Went to church with Cheyenne on Sunday because Cheyenne's family attend the church that the shooter occurred in 5 years ago as of Sunday, where a member of her family was shot and killed in church. The preacher, who was my middle school basketball coach, was shot as well. And it was a really moving day. They had a lot of out in the Antioch Edge Lake area. And so I appreciate Cheyenne, our entire family, who lost loved ones in just a horrific situation out of their church. So I appreciate you being here and appreciate your family.
Employee of the Month for March 2022, Jasmine Stewart.
Congratulations. You again, that's right. There you go. Congratulations.
Employee of the Month, April 2022, Tammy Smith.
Congratulations. There we go. There you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Officer of the Month, April 2022, Dequan Adams.
What's up, man? Congratulations. Good job. There we go. Good job.
Employee of the Month, May 2022, Jackie Blue.
Congratulations. Thank you, Jack.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Yeah. There you go.
Thank you.
All right, help me out.
Yes, sir.
I've known Jackie a long time, but she told me something several months back when we were doing this. You went to Antioch. How about
I
that?
did.
How about Dequan? You got that? I
Yeah.
got that. See, we got We got something going on here.
Yeah,
But you went to Belmont,
I did.
and you were what at Belmont?
I was a rah-rah girl, cheerleader, and a basketball player.
How about that?
Can't get no better than that.
I like the fact that I was a rah-rah cheerleader. In between me shooting, I was rah-rah. That's awesome.
Last but certainly not least, Employee of the Month, June 2022, Jack Ashley.
You got to watch these people, man. Jack, appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you. Appreciate you. Yeah, so let's give it up for everybody. That's a fantastic. All sorts of reasons, all sorts of people, all sorts of different times. I mean, the last 18 months, look what all's happened, you know, and for everybody. And so it's great to stop and do that monthly, but it's really fun to kind of go back and hopefully give you another small token of our appreciation and hopefully a little spice of pride. Your peers believed in you, the agency believed in you, we got to celebrate with you, and we're going to keep doing that. So what we then do, what we started to do many years ago, was then basically say, let's get the community involved after that. Let's figure out, you take all the monthly winners, we'll narrow that down and provide a list of, or excuse me, a community panel, 3 people from outside here who don't work here, who know nothing about what we do, and submit those names and let them interview the people and say, just give us someone who you think just breaks the tie. That's what I tell them every time. I say, we have the best employees in the country. You don't have to worry about that. And guess what? You're going to get to meet some of the best of the best. And then when you finish, I want you to just say, from a community standpoint, give us 2 people, an officer and an employee that you think is deserving to be recognized as our employee and officers of the year. And I've done this every year. I love that time because the people walk in here, and to be honest, I can see it in their face. They get here and they've committed to doing something a half a day, and they're going to be interviewing people, and it's kind of one of those. Okay, Thomas Hunter helps us manage that and gets folks from the community to come doing it. And usually it's the panel's made up of people who don't know people here, but it's kind of open-minded and says, okay, we want to sit down here, and we tell them, you know, what the process is. This year, the community panel was Senator Brenda Gilmore, Yolanda Beach, if you know Yolo, and a man from the Gotham Faith Work Initiative, Lewis something I think his name was. So they don't know people here. They don't have a bias, hardly even know what we do. And so we say, sit here, interview these people that you don't know. Here's a series of questions you might want to ask. You can come up with your own. And then at the end of that, you tell us who you think would be deserving to be recognized as the employees and officers of the year for us. And every time at the end of that, I either get letters, email, phone calls, someone stops by on that panel and says, these people are amazing. I'm blown away with the people who work here. Everybody says that. By the way, I sat in this room last night for 2 hours, and that's all you hear. You know, I love this, but this Citizens Academy guy, you know, police and TBI and all these people, they got a lot of toys. You can ride in helicopters, you might can ride a horse, you can probably swim in the lake. I don't know what they do on their academies. But they have a lot of that to show off. They're not bad people, but that's what they show off. We don't have, although Turk showed up one time on a horse. I didn't know we had a horse. We were at a parade, and here comes Turks riding a horse down the middle of the road. So I don't know if it was our horse or not, but that's not the toy I'm talking about. But we don't show off toys. And a man that was in the room last night who had been to other Citizens Academy and now was experiencing ours, just said it simply. Toys are easy. There's not any human aspect to that. You can buy just about anything. You can't buy good people. You can't. But it's clear after 8 weeks what the community folks thought of the people who work here. And so when we're sitting there with these community members for the Employee and Officer of the Year interviews, which just happened a few weeks ago, I meet with them in the morning, we do this thing, and then 4 or 5 hours later, it was going to wrap up and they're going to kind of give us our stuff. We came in here to take a picture, and I'm not exaggerating. These are quotes from these people. I cannot believe the people who work here. These people are amazing. The culture, that was the word, the culture here is amazing. I'm not telling you that they're telling me this. I want you to hear what they think. I even told Senator Gilmore, he's a friend of mine, I said, I'm going to record you because I want you to hear what people think. The following Sunday, I was on 92Q, and Yolo Beach works on the 92Q, and so we get on there, and just unrelated, she starts talking about the amazing people who work here because she gets to interview you. She got to introduce herself and see who really work here, what they do. So, and I said, you know, I get to cheat. I get to get all these good feelings about you, and you don't get to hear it. It's probably illegal, but I should just record everything everybody says and just let you hear it, because I don't think you believe me, or you don't get the gravity of it. It is powerful. So, and you know what? Then I have this big smile on my face, and I said, I told you that we have the best people. But when I don't think that they believe it, and when they walk out of here, it's just all they talk about. And I tell them, I said, you know, break the tie. The reality of it is you're not going to convince me we don't have the best people at everything we do. And so I want you to interview these folks. You come out of this experience and you say, give us an employee and give us an officer that you believe is deserving for Employee and Officers of the Year. So we're going to do that this morning. I always feel like Ryan Seacrest right now. It's kind of a cool thing. And then you go to commercial before you ever give away the top 10 or what they do. I like that. Makes me so darn mad. I'm about ready to hear it, and then they cut to commercial. So we don't have any commercials. But here's what we're going to do this morning. We're going to name our officer and employees of the year. We're going to invite them to our awards dinner, which is October 13th. So that'll be, and obviously guests invited there. We're going to present them with all of their goodies that night. But we do want to make, and this allows us to not only get them involved and informed, but allows us to celebrate more specifically with all of our awardees on October the 13th. So here's what we'll do. We'll call out the name, we'll come take another picture or two, and then we'll get to see you again here on the 13th, ready to go and having a more formal celebration. So, our Employee of the Year for 2022. We'll be right back after this. See, that's what I want to do so bad. That just feels like, man, you got them. Just reel them in. Our Employee of the Year is Mr. Chaz Braden. Come on down. All right, man. Congratulations, dude. Congratulations. Let's get one more pick and then we'll. All right, we'll see you here in a few weeks. We'll get to you. All right, congratulations, Chaz. See, if we'd have done this virtually, we couldn't do that. He can pull off the virtual services from. We didn't even have that division 2 years ago. Think about that. We kind of panicked in the middle of the North Campus and said, whatever it costs, go hire Frank Fluitt and get Chaz and Kevin Corbett to go. We didn't know what we were doing. So, our Officer of the Year for the year 2022. Commercial break? Yeah. Mr. Dequan Adams, how about that? about that, man? Great, man. Congratulations. Let's get our pick. Here we go. There we go. All right. All right. So we got a major problem. The awards dinner every year, Dequan is the key to getting everybody up and down off the stage. So I'm going to see him go from his table every time someone gets up or run up there. It's his night, but we'll get him a break. We'll get someone else to help us get everybody up and down. Let's see there. Is it 10 years this year? 15 years? So he's getting a pin, he's getting awards, he's getting all this. He'd probably show up in a limo. We won't even. Don't forget us. Don't run off and leave us. How about that? You know, Dequan's story, and I don't remember all the details, was he saw a person who was pulled over and helped bring back someone to life, save their life. Probably wasn't in the service of civil process thoughts when you first get in that division, but reacted that way. One of my favorite stories, and this is just because of the uniqueness to it, was Jack Ashley, who went to juvenile court and helped them fix all their doors. Right? We have problems too, but hey, I need some help, and he took off over to juvenile court, you know, to help. And there are many of them. I could go through. I love the overtime. You know, this officer helped me. What's her name? Hamilton. She worked like 1 billion hours overtime. She got more money than all of us. But when you sit and listen to her, and she was nominated and won, she works everywhere. And wanted to, I think, but she also enjoyed helping out. She'd leave a shift and go work another shift for someone else. And so whether you do that, whether you're in a division called virtual services, think about this. We had 0 ways to communicate anything. We've done weddings, we've done funerals, we've done programs, we've done churches, we've visitation. I mean, and there's no book to read on how to do that. You know, we just said, just go. And to be able to pull that off and to be able to reduce the stress level of the inmate population, this is what we're all about. The officers need stress taken off the inmates. The inmates take stress off of us. And how do we do that? Programs are a key. You shut all that off. I just read this morning where the inmates in Alabama in the state prison system are striking. Sounds silly. It's not silly. Conditions are bad. Refusing to work in the kitchen, refusing to work in the laundry, refusing. So the reality of it is treating people the right way. I think we're all about that. Making sure we have virtual services or programs or doors that are working helps the officers do their job, and then obviously the men and women who are working on the walks of the facilities, their jobs are tough enough, the toughest job to me. But we've got some good things going on, and I hope you'll carry this with you. We worked really hard for the last 6 months to raise the pay of the correctional division. That was on purpose, that was deliberate, because we were having trouble finding people. It's not unusual. The police department has 200 or 300 vacancies. We have 130 or so recently. And as I mentioned earlier, yesterday, at least my day in here, I think they started Monday, there were 50 people sitting in this room. What was really cool about that, we've never had 50, but we also have never had a classroom that could handle 50. So we got a fantastic training facility. Our HR staff have worked really hard to get the numbers up, and my hope is the officers are going to be able to fill vacancies where we can promote people. We have a promotional process moving, so a lot of different vacancies that are being filled, and I hope you feel some of that. We also started the FO program where we're doing some work on part-time. It's pretty fascinating. I met with a bunch of FOs in a room and said, how's it working for you? Most of these were women, by the way. We asked for a focus group. They love the flexibility. I can come and work a couple shifts, and I'm obviously making money, but I don't have to commit for a week. I have childcare issues. I have education. I'm going to school, and I can't commit to a full schedule. I read an article years ago that said Uber changed the workforce because people would drive Uber. Then they cut hair 2 days a week, and then they go, they get all these different functions that add up to a salary that you and I may have grown up saying, I make X. Well, they do X, Y, Z, D, Q, B, and that all adds up to their salary. So We just want to be a part of that if they're willing to work. And we're trying to find ways to make sure that it's safe and that they have the training they need, but had a really good conversation with them about it allows flexibility. And we're even looking into it in the world of the most difficult place to staff in this organization is transportation. It's not because the job is any harder, it's because they have no idea is it 17 people in hospital or 5. And if you staff it for 17, there's only 5, we've overshot the target. If you staff it with 5 and 17, we have a problem. And that's a big problem as we see going forward. The other thing is, and the facilities know this, I'm just saying that we're in a big challenge with drugs and issues that are coming in here. And I say this to us as an organization, but drugs in the streets are bad. We all know that, right? Fentanyl is deadly, instantly bad, whatever you want to call it, strong, potent, lethal. You bring it into jails, which are also easy to do, the amount you need. We have overdose challenges, we have other challenges, and you know, one of the things we're dealing with right now is, you know, our staff involvement in that is criminal. So we want to make sure that everybody is doing their job, but when you're sneaking in things or bringing in things, and I'm not saying this to anybody in here or hopefully anybody at all, but the odds are not that. It's criminal, and people can die, and people are dying. They're dying in the streets because I gave you some drugs that was laced with fentanyl. It was more than you thought and you died. That's a crime. Beyond selling you the drugs, it's charging you with murder. No place more than in a jail where someone who sneaks stuff into somebody who then dies in jail in custody, they're going to prosecute, and they should. Because that individual who is getting their hands on drugs may not know how strong it is either, but when you die from it, the prosecution of that person, and it very well might be our own staff, is important. It's going to happen. So just be aware of that. It's one of the things I struggle with all the time because we know the contraband challenges, but it's never been this difficult. I mean, Suboxone is liquid. You can put it on a stamp. You can get anywhere you want. You can also get small amounts of fentanyl under your fingernail and die from it. So it doesn't take a lot. You know, you can't smuggle in 42 pounds of pot and die. Can't even sneak it in. But you can smuggle in a very tidbit of fentanyl and die overnight, and we're trying to save many folks. A lot of our employees, Officer of the Month, were saving multiple people's lives with Narcan. So, and that wasn't even a product 5 years ago. So a lot of challenges, I think, and I feel like we've got a good handle on it, but our effort's been to kind of get our staffing up so our folks don't have to work like Ms. Hamilton and others multiple shifts and don't get the time off that they need. Like I said, we had Citizens Academy last night. We have Service Appreciation Week, which begins the week of the 13th. 9th, okay. And rattle through, if you don't mind, the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of that week. Roughly, what are we doing, please?
On Monday is Donut Day, so we'll have donuts throughout.
The healthy ones. These are the gluten-free, sugar-free.
And I just want to remind you, make sure you go to the Monitor. We have all this posted on the Monitor so you can keep up with the week's events. On Tuesday's Remembrance Day, I encourage everyone to come to the flag court on that Tuesday morning at 7:30. We'll do a lowering of the flags and recognize those people that we lost last year. That's a new thing we started in 2021. Was our first remembrance ceremony. So we'll do that on Tuesday. Wednesday's Pizza Day, so everyone on shift will get pizza. Thursday is the awards dinner, so you should have been contacted by now if you're an honoree. And then on Friday is giveaway day. I think we're up to about $6,000 worth of giveaways for Friday.
Which will be on the Monitor throughout the day, kind of a fun way of, and a lot of goodies, a lot of good gifts.
Yeah, we'll post every hour starting at 7 a.m., 8 o'clock. We'll post a list of winners, and then we have it organized to where we will get it to your campus so you won't have to come all the way down here to pick it up if you have a
Yeah, so
giveaway.
for years, one of those days we had a health fair, but we thought it was inconsistent with donuts and pizza to throw health in the middle of it. So we just kind of have a different way of celebrating health. We're going to relax that week, not worry about all those things, all right? And we'll have I think uniform relaxing and other things that go on that week. And the idea of it is to try to relax a little bit, try to celebrate a little bit, and also try to show our appreciation for all the men and women who are working here at 1 or 2 in the morning or 1 or 2 in the afternoon. And it's not easy. It's not easy to make them feel appreciated, and so we need to do everything we can to do that. So I hope you'll help us. What else do we have? Anything else going on we need to talk about? I know everybody's kind of running. Chief Wilkes, you have anything? Chief Wilkes is supposed to be in the Bahamas today. Did y'all feel sorry for him? No. He says he was going to be working. And you know what? That big old hurricane ran him out. Because he was gloating. He was running around. He said, I'll be in the Bahamas next week. That's not true. But that hurricane doesn't look like you want to be messing around. I don't know. I mean, I just saw, what is it, Tampa? I guess it's on that side, so be thinking about that. Chief Hudson, hear anything? Chief Ford? Chief West, anything?
I have a few wrap-up items.
Okay.
So if you received a pen pencil box, if you want the box that goes with it, we have those in the back. If you're a supervisor, administrator, management, and you know you have someone who was on the Employee and Officer of the Month list but wasn't able to be here, we also have theirs in the back, so if you want to grab those, so you can give those to your people. And then also, there's more food, so if you want seconds, please go get more food.
Last thing real fast. Linda, I need you at 9 upstairs. Chief Wilkes, if you're available at 9. Chief Ford, Sheila was helping me, but we're all hustling, so just at 9 upstairs if we can. Anybody have anything else? Let's get some really good fruit. Round of applause for all of our recognees.